everybody, and welcome to the Onward VR Master League. My name is NightFiree with 2 E's. I'm joined by co-caster Triple Nipple, aka Trip. How are you doing today, Trip?
I'm doing pretty good. I had one good game already today that I got to cast, and now I'm looking forward to not necessarily a good game, but a fun game to cast.
It's definitely got a couple of hype votes. You know, a couple of folks in the community want to see what's going to unfold here, and people like to watch what the OJC's up to. They like to see how they're going to shape up as a team. I'm interested to see what kind of heat they're going to be bringing this season. And Team Quest Tickles, who knows what they're going to be throwing out there strats-wise, right?
I will say, roster-wise, they do have a pretty good roster. I mean,
it's true.
Oh, I played against them a couple of days ago, and they're not bad. We've got old school players. We've got Parzival, Driver of Car, Mr. Beefy, and Ponecake, who are almost all old SMC players.
If they try, you know, if they put in the effort, yeah. I agree, man. They're a very dangerous team. They're good shooters. They have the abilities. They understand the mechanics. You know, I'm interested to see what they bring to the table today. OJC are no slouches. You know, they did good in wildcard the end of the season last season. I'm very interested to see what kind of tactics they're going to bring on our first map. We got to talk pick bans. We got to talk about map picks. Trip, what do we got for bans today?
So we've got bans from Questicles. They're banning Downfall. I'm assuming that's carryover from old SMC days. No one likes to play Downfall. It's just long and boring. And OJC banned Snow Peak. And, you know, I think that it's just because they probably don't play it very often. That's really the only reason I can see Snow Peak being banned. It's not a bad map. It's just people may or may not have experience, right? Yeah,
it's got that long range element to it as well, you know, and so we do literally get rid of the 2 long range maps available. Those are out of rotation. It's only going to be essentially the longest range is going to be Quarantine. That'll be available. Bazaar has some angles, but I think this is going to be a close quarters all out brawl, and we're starting it on Cargo, so no better way to go if you think things are going to be fast paced. I think it's going to be a very quick match.
From what I've heard, people playing against OJC, they're very aggressive.
Yeah.
And so I'm very excited to see that kind of aggression, because there's not a whole lot of super aggressive teams out there. Yeah. And I like them. They're my favorite. And we're going to start. Map number 1 is Cargo. I don't know if we said that already yet, but they're getting right into it. We're going to kick this off.
We are loading into map number 1.
All right, ready.
Everyone got your drinks?
Got mine ready.
Hold on. Wait, we gotta wait.
Yeah, this is what we expect. This is what we expected here today.
All right, everyone got it?
Have a drink.
Here's to you. Here's to me. Here's to not being SMC.
Wow.
Oh, jeez, the shame.
Wow. The shame.
Whew, boy, I mean, hey, you want to start your way out start your season out, that's one way to go. I think it's in good spirits. But throwing some shade there. SMC is going to have a word with them, and it's going to be punished pretty nicely by Nashi here, picking up Mr. Beefy. As soon as he tries to rotate out, Gabagool's about to be into a bit of trouble as well. Shenzu's right there waiting for it. He goes down, and this little cheers to SMC is biting them in the butt right now. Driver of Car getting sniped out by Nashi again. Shenzu here, finally going down. The aggression does get caught up to him. Ponecake finds the pick. Ponecake finds another there, catching out Nashi. And OJC have to be careful. They don't want to get too aggressive. Parzival and Ponecake are some dangerous players.
Yeah, Ponecake picking up 2 there and shutting down that flank and the aggression. But Parzival running right into, I don't even know how to say these names, Uyaman, and he takes down 2 and cleans up. OJC taking that first point.
If there are any OJC fans that know phonetic pronunciation and can type it in Twitch chat, we're open to that interpretation. So feel free to chime in. Nice start for OJC though, right? I mean, come on, it's against a team that you want to start your season off good. These players, like we've outlined, are skilled. They have the ability. Obviously, you know, they're not too terribly afraid to dedicate 45 seconds to throw some shade at their ex team, but it did end up biting them. You know, it didn't work out. Their plan,
Yeah, they
their plan
definitely
got
let
shut
OJC
down.
get too far.
Yeah. Interesting start to their season. We'll see how that. I don't know. I assume now they're going to come in fully prepared and not dedicate too much time to a cheers, if you will. But OJC looking good.
Yeah, OJC handing out drum mags. I think everyone on the team now has a drum mag, and they're going to push up there really fast, really aggressive. Uyamon running up into 3. Shinzu finding Gabagool. Uyamon finds Driver, and that's 2 members of Quest Tickles down. Pars is slowly creeping up that tunnel, but I don't know if that's really going to help him. I think OJC is going to be way past his defensive position. Oh, CK peeks it and finds Pars. Pars does not get the shots, but he drops his rifle.
OJC scooping up a ton of defenders here. 5 still alive against Ponecake and Beefy. They are really in a commanding position right now. I wonder what kind of utility they have left as a couple of smokes do come in. A frag there on the back end and maybe potentially pick up. Ponecake doesn't find Purchase. Ponecake does find CK. Shinzu's trying to throw some heat out downrange onto Ponecake. He's actually managed to sneak in to this back angel. I don't think Ponecake's going to be ready for it. He's not. Shinzu wins that trade. Pad comes out. He has an opportunity to cap if he goes for it. There's only 1 defender left alive.
Yeah, Mr. Beefy off the objective and not watch. I mean, he's not even checking this. He does just realize he's alone, but it's too late, and OJC takes their 3rd point.
Hey, you talked about it. These guys like to play fast. They had 2 on objective, capping 5 left alive as they pushed a 5v2.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. Beefy didn't check his tablet, but I'm not sure why, because he definitely heard those gunshots at the objective. I mean, he had to know there. At least there's a firefight. He might not have known that Ponecake went down, but there was shooting over there, and he was half a map away.
Right. Yeah. Maybe he was distracted by the push coming up through the mid. I'm not sure what happened there, but an interesting start there for this Quest Tickles team. They're having a tough time with this OJC aggression, and I don't know what they're going to do on this defensive round here from OJC. I honestly expect them to be pushing.
Pre-fire coming down through the pipes from OJC. I almost said SMC's backing off. Quest Tickles backing off. Now she gets Ponecake in a mid push. Now Driver's pushing up. He finds Uyamon, but Shinzu finds Parzival. Beefy now coming out. Driver finds CK. Nashi finds 2. Gaba and Driver go down. Now Beefy's running around. Only man standing. He makes it all the way to the right. Throws a nade up and over. The flashbang goes out. Beefy now slowly creeping. Gonna find him as he makes it to the door. He does. He finds Nashi. Now it's a 1-on-1. Beefy versus So is at barrels.
Oh.
Beefy's gonna have to. I don't know. I mean, coming around this corner and peeking it seems really risky. If you think that they're at barrels, does Beefy have another? Does he have a flash on him? Is he gonna go loot?
I mean, he has options, right? He's got a dead enemy to his right. He could potentially pillage for any utility. Some dead teammates. Honestly, all his dead teammates behind him went down kind of early from some very solid aggression out of OJC. So there's some options there, but he doesn't need it. He goes with the rifle. He gets a much needed round for this team, and I don't know, maybe they kind of got slapped awake after those first 2 rounds, but Quest Tickles is on the board.
That they are. Beefy and Ponecake with 3 kills, Driver with 2, Pars with 1. Shinzu and Nashi leading the OJC team with 4 and 5 respectively. And they're not wasting any time in between rounds. It doesn't sound like there's any kind of planning going on. It's just aggression.
I mean, honestly, I'd expect this out of OJC. They're kind of they've proven themselves to just be an aggressive team that plays incredibly forward. They like to push. They like to be in the face of the enemy. They like to challenge the corners. I wonder what Tickles is going to do here on the defense, if they're going to apply some counter aggression. Doesn't look like they're going to get too far up, though. Though Parzival gets a nice C4, and Driver gets pretty far forward. Tons of suppressive fire.
I think there was some early C4 and early frags on both sides, so we're just going to null and void that. Pars finds Uyamon. Shinzu's now looking for Pars right there in the middle. He's going to run the corner. Does not find the kill. Pars gets him.
That was a nice pre-fire by Pars there. He heard the audio coming. He knew that the challenge was coming on that corner, and he was shooting before OJC rounded that corner. Very nice prediction there in order to secure that kill. And Tickles has shut down OJC. Driver of car able to scoop one up through a nice tight angle out the door, and rebuttal there from OJC. They find one.
Ooh, that nade was so close. Tickles just lobbing in nades, trying to find a kill, an easy kill with an airburst. Got one OJC at the green containers under the pipes, throwing smokes. And CK pushing up out of the tunnel, made it out of the tunnel. The smokes land, it's going to cover his cross. He's going to go for it.
That was a primo smoke.
Yeah, that was definitely right there to cover his approach. If you get the flash out and a trade happens, CK knew that he had to get out of there for that flash not to get him. But Questicles clean up and take their second point.
Like I said, I think they kind of got punched awake. You know, they weren't ready for the OJC aggression, that's for dang sure. And once it kind of shook them awake, they got that kind of double cap coming in. They seemed to tighten up their play a little bit. This is more of what we expected out of these players. You know, they are skilled, they do have the ability, and clearly, like you said, it's not really planning. It's just, hey, let's get in their face. Let's try and win these trades. Let's see who's a better solo player. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting out of this. It's a brawl, really.
They did have really good. I mean, those smokes seemed very coordinated, though. It was like he knew his guy was coming out of the tunnel.
True.
And he planted that right in front of him.
I mean, but that's kind of the point, I guess, of OJC. They are a very skilled team. You know, they're as good. Some of these guys are as good shooters as the players on Tickles. Mr. Beefy showing he can find himself some long-range shots. He picks up one. Nashi putting forward here, looking for some angles. Tons of pre-fire.
I'm sorry, what did you say? I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, I'm deaf now.
Oh, that nade! Oh, it's not going to catch anybody. It catches Driver and Gabba. What? Now she's coming around for the confirmation. He finds Pars. Punkcake gets the res on the Gabba. They know someone's really close. Driver calls him out, but Nashi finds Gabba. Punkcake finds him. Driver is still resable.
That was some nice aggression there. Very worthwhile.
That nade, though, caught both of them in the feet. I mean, that's some crazy placement.
No, what actually happened is he shot over the nade, and then the nade caught one.
Oh, okay.
Regardless, he shut down this team. OJC secure their last round, and you know, the aggression was working for them. They kind of then doubled down after they lost a few rounds. That's a great adjustment from OJC, honestly.
Yeah, we are, what, 15 minutes in, and map 1 is done? That's how I like to see Onward play, man. I like the aggression.
If we had this, so these are like maybe, okay, let's say, put this in a hypothetical chamber, okay? Full of hypotheticals. There's no one's gonna get hurt here. Nothing serious is gonna happen. If the rounds were 2.5 minutes on cargo right now, we would be within that parameter, and we could have 7 maps played. You know what I mean? You could play 2 rounds on cargo if you go at this speed through maps, and you get fast-paced action. It's chaos, I agree. I'm just saying. In a test chamber, people, it's interesting to think about. That's all.
Yeah, it is fun to play fast and loose, and I think the fastest that we SMC have finished an entire match was like an hour and 15 minutes. So, I mean, that's a pretty quick match for 3 maps.
Yeah.
Considering we've had ones that go, what? You had one that went 3 hours long?
At least 245.
7 rounds, all 3 maps. Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah, I said it was gonna be fast, so if I was gonna jinx it, I would have already done it. So I'm just gonna keep doubling down. I think we're gonna be done with this. I think we're gonna be done with this series in an hour. I think we're gonna be done with this whole series in under an hour.
I think so too. And
we're
for
already in the map 2. We haven't even said what map it is. They're already starting.
Bizarre. Which can be a totally aggressive map too. We're gonna see a lot of pushy flanks and just like runs through random areas. And I honestly think it's gonna be who has the better spread, because people are gonna just like, they're gonna feed through those gaps and just find their way to the objective. If they don't catch people as they come out, then it's either gonna be a cap or someone's gonna get massive flanked.
I would be relatively surprised if we had either one of these teams stop playing aggressive on offense.
Well, it doesn't look like the Questicles are defending aggressively. They're all pretty tucked in, standard defensive positions. So it looks like they don't really want to lose map number 2.
Makes sense. Their kind of debut. And they threw some, I mean, hey, you're going to talk the talk, you better walk the walk, right?
Take a look at the overhead. We've got 2 pushing up from the northeast corner. I said this earlier in my match with Silent Purge and Boss Fight. Coming along that north wall on the north side, there's some cover, but at a certain point, you're just completely exposed. And shooting someone in that northwest building is a lot harder to do through a window than them shooting you in the open.
Who is that on the roof down there? Because they have one watching.
In the northwest, that is Driver.
Driver's gonna have an angle pretty soon here.
You know what helps show those angles? Those beautiful, beautiful lasers. I'm pretty sure he sees him right now. He's tracking him. He's tracking whoever that is.
Wow.
He hasn't taken the shot. There it is. He finds one. Doesn't get the confirmation, though.
They were looking for him pretty good through the window there. Driver, smart to reserve his shot until he really knew it was going to be secure. Not coming in there. That's the opposite side of things. This is where the other 3 members of OJC have been, as Uyaman does find Driver up there.
Beefy throws a nade out to White Car, not catching anything, so getting ready to cross. He's going to see Beefy. Oh, he missed Beefy on that cross.
Oh, why he's checking here over where he has Shinsu already pushing up. The res does come in up on the north, so everything's good for OJC. 5 alive. They're slowly making their way into a north and south push onto objective. So is a little bit forward, though, in comparison to the rest of his team.
Yeah, but I mean, on this objective, that's not really the worst thing, because they could send him in and watch as everyone scrambles on defense to find him and just pick them off as they rotate. It's more of a force, do you let him get all the way to the objective? Pars now, oh, Pars has a nade in his hand. This is going to end poorly. Oh, he got it away from his body. Oh, it's going to land. Oh, just short. I'm going to say this. That might be the best grenade that Parsville has ever thrown in his entire Onward career. Ooh, almost a team killer right there. CK just shot at So going into that blue room.
Back on board the North duo, Nashi and Uyaman. They've vanquished one of their challengers up here. They're about to counter another. You do have Gabagool over there watching through the door. Oh, as I say that, he goes down. Shinzu finds a nice little pick there. Somehow snuck his way in. Got that through the window. What an angle.
Yeah, tight angle from that kill box position, and definitely not where I would be looking if I was defending from that building. I would definitely be more worried about the north. But now their north is crumbling even more than it was. I mean, Driver went down, Gabo was the next northernmost defender, and now smokes are coming out from the two in the north. It's going to draw attention that way, and hopefully, I think they're trying to get So into a position where he can cap while everyone else is looking away from the objective. Beefy finds Uyaman.
Beefy's in a nice spot. He has vision through these smokes. Honestly, it's going to make him harder to be spotted by Nashi here. And if he holds the angle, he may catch Nashi out in the push. 1:30 left on the clock. Pwnecake finds So in the back there. So we are into a 3v3 now. Parzival picks up another. The push coming in. Shots not quite landing. CK trying to find some purchase and can't land the shots he needs onto Pwnecake. He needs to take down Pwnecake and Beefy. Beefy able to threaten here as CK pulls Pat out. Parzival's there, able to deny that. It all comes down to the final attacker. Minute left on the clock. Jam is here looking for a 3v1. Ooh. Can he do it? He picks up a double.
3v1 down to a 1v1, and he's on objective. Pwnecake doesn't know he's last man up.
Again.
Another cap is going to come out here.
Oh, he's going to be scolded.
That's 20 push-ups right there. He's not even trying to check.
Oh.
Oh, no. Oh. What? Nashi just gave up? Oh,
wow.
No! What happened there? Oh, man. I don't understand. Did it not work? Did he type it in and just give up?
Oof. Oof.
That
from
is,
me, dog. Tough.
Man.
Good job of finally realizing he had to defend. Oh, I'm sure he's getting a good talking to by Parzival right now. He almost let another. He let the cap in last time, right? He was the last guy in the cap that won them the first map, wasn't he?
Was he? No, that was Beefy.
Was it? Okay, I thought it was Pwnecake.
Beefy.
Sorry, Pwnecake. Don't be mad at me.
They still should both know better.
That's true. You gotta check your pad. You gotta be aware of who's alive, especially if you hear shots come out. You know, you have to be. It's part of your game sense, right? You have to know. Okay, that was a enemy gun that ended that trade, so it's probably means that he won. You know.
It is a lot harder to tell which guns are which now with the new audio, though.
Agree. Impressive.
Oh, all the way to the far side of the north Kia? Wow. He's just going to wait. I think he's going to wait until he hears gunshots, or he's just going to shoot this guy that's running up on him.
Pwnecake.
He's just going to shoot Pwnecake. He hears him. Pwnecake takes some shots. Is not going to be ready for this guy at all. I mean, I would never look there.
Yeah.
That's super aggressive.
But you could have. There's one chance you could have identified it if you had someone watching that cross. You know, you could have seen him cross out to get to that position. But Parzival thought that no one on the south has an angle there, and shutdown of would have been the north sort of final piece, I guess, to their push, because you like to have a flanker to sort of apply a little extra pressure and turn some heads.
Well, he turned at least one head. OJC did in words.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, Pars is definitely looking that way now, and he's concerned, obviously, about someone flanking, which I think it's smart on the OJC side to, you know, if you don't find anyone on your aggressive position, then you go for a flank. But if you find someone and kill someone, just stay there. I mean, it's going to be in their heads that someone is possibly flanking. They're going to spend time watching that angle, and you don't have to do anything. You don't even have to expose yourself, and you're still going to detriment the offense.
Griff, look at this defense. This south is open. Beefy, Gabagool, Driver, they can walk right in up to objective uncontested unless Sal rotates here and gets an eye on.
I mean, CK is supposed to be watching this cross. He keeps looking at it, but he missed Beefy making it.
Here's Sal. He's rotating now. Oh, so exposed. Beefy takes an opportunity of that mistake. He goes down. Driver tries to cross. Uyamon able to pick him up. A bit of a trade goes on as Gabagool finds the refrag. Nicely done under the heat of the fire. And we're into a 3v3. Beefy obviously upset with that outcome. He wanted to have a couple more alive.
I'm just crossing that street without using any kind of smoke is pretty impressive. Nashi finds Beefy in the mini market, and now it's Driver. No, it's Gabba and Parzival.
Trying to figure out where they went. They relocated him, but look at this. Shinzu, we forgot about him because he got the kill so early. He's pushed up and rotated a little bit. He might be able to get an angle on these guys.
Yeah, that's a good defensive spot that he's going to be at. He's going to see Gabagool. Finds him, doesn't confirm him. Pars is going to go for the res. If Gabba peeks it again, oh, he just misses the res.
I'm going to apply pressure, though. Shinzu's pushing this, and he might be able to get into an even better position to challenge the both of them.
First person, Shinzu, he's running. Now he's creeping. He knows that someone's on the corner. He's going to fire it. The shots come out. Gabagool goes down. Now Pars is rushing on the other side. Shinzu does not find him. Pars kills him and starts looting the body.
Bit of a back and forth here. West Tickles not looking, they're looking good. They're starting to come together a little bit here. They've got that first round. Pars isn't giving up quite yet. He's into a 1v2. He has a path. He can take out CK. He's into a 1v1. It's possible. Aside from his grenade tossing, he's a good shooter.
He is a pretty good shot. Throwing that smoke onto the north road to draw attention that way. Smart play, because it really didn't give away his position. He was in the middle of the bazaar when he threw it. He could have gone anywhere. And now he's just going to slowly creep up. And I wish I was tall enough to peek windows like that. I can't do that. I got a little hop.
It's the beauty of VR and the downfall for some, but for us tall folk, it's kind of nice. It's like, yeah, finally, my height really matters in game. And as far as we'll get a little quick there, information for CK to work with. He's peeking out the window.
Flying it. He shoots right over top, but he finds the head. OJC take their first point.
We're in it. Here we are.
Leading the team right now.
Oh boy.
Who is the team captain of the Quest Tickles? Is it Pars?
Yeah, who else, amongst those guys, who do you see leading that team?
I don't see anybody leading that team. Let's be honest here. It's like a pack of wild dogs over there.
Oh boy, well, we'll see if these wild dogs can keep getting themselves some wild W's, because they need them. They're on essentially death's door. This is their map to win. If they can't get it, they are down a series, and we'll see what happens as we hop into round number 3 of map 2.
And this is OJC's map choice. Yeah. Because the Quest Tickles are home. Yes. Yes. So OJC must feel pretty good on this map. Shots ringing out from Shinzu, pre-firing into the bazaar. I'm not sure if he saw something. I couldn't see anything from where he was. Maybe he was shooting a driver.
Aggression getting applied here on the east. The whole team already made their way up onto the corner. No real challenge here. Early phases of this push. They will experience something from Pwnecake.
Something is definitely a good word for it. Pwnecake missed the cross from So. Shinzu finds Gabagool in the Kia, it looks like. Based on what I'm seeing on the map from the south ice cream truck building. Pwncake's watching that long angle in the east cross. Uyamon still has to cross it, but So already made it across. They could just ignore him. I mean, they could not take this eastern courtyard at all.
It's pretty easy for Pwnecake to swing, though. He can have a shot out into the courtyard if they do avoid him. And he can get up onto the second story if he really wants to be a threat, so they, you know, don't want to really leave this B here if they do decide to push to the center. I do agree, though. They wanted to sneak it. They don't really have... They can kind of keep him busy, you know? If you can keep Pwnecake busy, then that's essentially, you know, that's getting rid of one. False confidence to the team. They open up holes.
Yeah, if he gets that tunnel vision and just
Right.
is focused on getting that kill, he misses another cross. Williamon makes the cross, crosses back over the line. Pwnecake is just not watching it. Now he rotates for the north alley, almost gets killed, makes it up on the upstairs.
Ooh. I like the quick repeek from him down that lane. It does end in a trade, but the res available. OJC, keep 5 alive.
Yeah, nice little loop he did right there, trying to make him chase him and then come back and shoot him as they were chasing.
And we're suddenly down to 3 defenders on Quest Tickles. OJC's opportunity for a cap here. With this objective, there's all kinds of angles.
Oh, Beefy putting some pristine nades across the bazaar, but just short of where they needed to be. Bars is the only one in the objective, and he goes down to Nashi.
Looking for this refrag out through the center, but he can't quite see it. He's got a ton of different angles to have to check. Sao able to get a little shot downrange onto him. Can't crouch and push up. Bars can have comps coming in. Driver feels like he has the challenge. Beefy able to find one in the fray. Nashi picks up the trade, and OJC come out on top. I mean, these guys, OJC's looking great. They're looking like a coordinated squad.
Yeah, they're looking really good. I mean, the covering fire, the suppressing fire. So I was watching from like a little far back aerial view, and so once one of the members of OJC shot at Beefy on the western side of that bazaar, I saw 3 more lasers just training on his position. So they were just waiting for him to move at that point because he was suppressed and he had to leave. And that's when the kills happened. I mean, it was just really, really good teamwork, which is also easier. I mean, they did have the man advantage, so it's easier to do that.
Wow. No time between these rounds, huh? We are getting right into these matches. Round number 4 underway. It's interesting, right? I mean, are they just confident in their practice and their ability to play the map? They don't really feel the need to hash out a strategy. I'm sure that's...
Well, I believe they have a ton. OJC has a ton of hours, like more than most of the league at this point. It's because they used to play in their own league all by themselves, so they had a lot of playtime. Nashi finds Pwnecake on the cross on the west side, but he was the 3rd member of that cross. The cross already happened. I hear a lighter. Nashi, do you have a lighter? Who has a lighter? So? Someone's got a Molotov, and I want to see it used. So has a Molotov and a C4 on his chest on the objective building. 2 members of the Quest Tickles in the northwest and 2 in the 2-story next to ice cream truck. Looks like they're staging for an offensive.
Yeah. A little prep here. Taking their time. Allowing Nashi to kind of move out a little bit. He could push in through this mini courtyard if he wanted to, but no reason. If he just stays tight here, he can watch through the windows. I like the approach, though. The north's definitely their weak spot right now. They don't have a ton of angles, if any, really, out into this north push. It's going to come down to those final moments when they challenge CK and Uyamon there on objective.
Yeah, but when they do that, I think that Nashi is going to come out. I mean, if I were in his position and people started attacking the key out from the north, I'd swing out this door he's on and go up the northwest alley.
Right. Yeah, he could be a threat there for sure. That's pretty risky, though. You know, you don't want to really lose. He has good control here. He can keep swinging back and forth. He can check middle courtyard, which is going to get some pressure applied to it pretty shortly from Beefy and driver of car. And there's that corner challenge I was talking about. CK takes it and defeats Gabagool. Parzival now has information to work with.
Well, what is Parzival going to do with that information? It looks like he's going to try and throw another nade. Let's make sure we get a replay of this. We gotta get a Parzival highlight reel of nade throws. I think it's going to hit the overhead banner thingy right above him, and it's just going to come back down on top of him.
Kill him.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not a bad throw. Could have been better. I mean, I just would have thrown it over that wall.
Not replay worthy.
Also,
or is it because it was a successful toss?
Grenades are a ranged weapon. You can throw them from a distance. You don't have to get real close. Like, he just kept creeping up there. Oh, CK is going to push the smoke. Par's waiting for him. Takes him down. Does take a couple shots himself, but he gets that needle out and heals up. It's 3 on 4. Another grenade coming in the backside. Nachi finds driver. So finds Pars on the backside. Now Beefy's on the east. Nope, west. I don't know. But he gets taken down from Shinzu on a long flank down to the souvenir shop.
Jeez, the aggression from OJC is even there on offense to come in from the backside. I mean, they're fearless.
I didn't know he was there.
I didn't either.
I have a map and I didn't know he was there.
We can see through walls. You know,
I know.
Just unexpected. I would never look there for a defensive player on this map. Not looking good for Questicles. They need to win this map, or else this is their series gone. So back against the wall. See what they can do.
I mean, yeah. Oh man, these guys. All right, not quick spawn for OJC, so they're gonna have to come up the west side and then across the south. Not sure why that C4 went off. I mean, there was nobody there. Shots from Gabagool in the north, trying to stop this northern approach. Gets behind the concrete cement. Now, Gaba is a new player. I will say that I played with him a couple of days ago. He's pretty good. I mean, he's picked it up quickly, and I'm sure with Pwnecake and Beefy kind of explaining how to do things, and then Pars showing how to not do things, he's had a pretty good tutelage, but he's picked up the game really quick. He is looking now, still in the north. I mean, he doesn't have anywhere to go. He's kind of trapped here, which isn't a bad place to be. I mean, if they're going to come down the north, they have to come past him. Let's see what else we got. Pwnecake peek in the north, out the alley. Such a risky, aggressive peek out the north alley of the objective.
Long-range fights going on here on this north side. Not afraid to challenge these dudes on their shot.
Pwnecake telling Gaba, I can't come to you. You're just going to have to sit there and deal with it. Such helpful teammates.
Signs to his fates. Check out what the rest of OJC is doing over here in Mini Bazaar. So and Nashi making their way forward slowly but surely. We've seen a little bit of a pace change from OJC here. This is definitely a slower pace move to get up to this objective.
Yeah, which is, I mean, I think it would have been different had they spawned at the quick spawn. I think if they had been in the quick spawn, we would have seen just straight across the bazaar aggression. CK is finally getting to the southwest street and coming up to that tank. He's gonna have to deal with Beefy, but he gets into the blue room. Beefy doesn't see him. He's still got a pretty long cross to make, and Beefy keeps moving around.
A hush. A little bit of a hush on the battlefield as they slowly check every little angle. Very methodical with their moves up here. And it's interesting to see Quest staying tucked in. These guys are not moving out.
I still think it's a little weird on the OJC side. Maybe this is like their least favorite objective because it's not necessarily a hard one to attack, and aggression does help on it. I mean, earlier today we saw Sri Lankan just run in there and kill 2 on objective. Beefy hears those footsteps, tries to find CK, and he does. Figures out that Eastern attacker.
Pretty big pickup. You know, if you let someone shoot you from that east side, it causes absolute chaos when the press comes in from the west side, and Ponecake able to shut down a little bit of that west press. West press.
So her driver right there. Oh, he dropped his gun, dropped his tablet. He's trying to be quiet. Driver does not peek the alleyway there. So just continues on his merry way. Driver peeks it way late. Now So's just gonna look for it.
Ding.
Doesn't find anyone. Ponecake's coming out for a peek, but Gabba finds him from the north.
They let him go. They didn't keep holding that angle. I think the rotation came in up through the center bazaar there, so that's where the 2 of them are, Uyamon and Shinzu, and that allowed for Gabba to rotate. Ponecake has another nice angle all the way down to right where these guys are trying to push in, and this defense is going perfectly for Quest Tickles.
Gabba on the north side of the Kiat, pushing a little bit aggressive. It looks like he's stopped, found a spot that he likes. But he's gonna go based off those gunshots. He's gonna come and try and find the pick. He's coming around the north side now. Oh, his gun's empty. He had to rack that bolt. Now he's waiting for someone to come out of that north alleyway. Oh, get your gun, hand on your gun. Uyamon finds him and rushes down the north. Ponecake coming to meet him. Ponecake's coming out of the north alley. Gonna peek it. Doesn't see him? Maybe he did. I'm not sure. Uyamon definitely saw him, and he takes him down as well. Oh, a nade came out. So close.
Uyamon's on a bit of a rampage. He's gotten 3 now. Quest Tickles are dropping like flies. Uyamon's going to deploy a smoke. The fire is going to come in through it wisely from Parzival. Shuts down that push. And, I mean, wow. Where was that aggression
smoke
when they needed it?
Just had to wait a little bit longer for that smoke to billow out into the, the alleyway. He definitely was still visible when he made that approach.
He had time, didn't he?
Yeah. He had time, I think. And that aggression, yeah, I mean, if all 5 members of OJC had done that, I think that would have turned out very differently.
Yeah. Well, a bit of a back and forth here for round 2. This team holding on as OJC continue to apply the pressure. They have remained in the lead, I think, for the entirety of this series. Now it's... We'll see. We'll see if OJC can keep the pressure going, if they can keep the map winning streak alive and secure map 2.
I would like to point out the drastic difference, the dichotomy between these 2 teams. Big word of the day, by the way. OJC plays a lot, practices a lot. The Quest Tickles practice none. They just play their matches.
But they've got muscle memory. They have practice. They have thousands of hours. You know, they've already mastered the game, if you will. It's just a matter of, I think the idea though is when you scrim and play regularly like OJC, you have just a better coordination. You understand your teammates and how they like to play a bit better. And I don't know. It's interesting theory though, right? I mean, how long does that muscle memory last? It's kind of different than a PC shooter, right? It's real muscle memory on how to aim it.
Yeah, and I think the bigger thing, it's not necessarily the skill goes down, it's just the communication and the coordination. They did pick up a couple of new players, and so their roster's not the same. I mean, Ponecake and Beefy are used to playing with each other all the time, so that duo is good, but throwing a couple of new players into the mix, and you got to expect them to be where you expected your old teammates to be, kind of thing. And they might not be there, but I think 2 weeks in, they're just now shaking off the rust. I think they'll be fine. They get a couple more matches in them, and then they'll be a force to be reckoned with. Gabagool finds So on the objective building. Now Pars and Punkcake pushing in. Punkcake checks the window, double taps the body. Oh, Pars has a nade. Oh, it goes up and over the stairs. Doesn't find anybody. Pars comes out, throws a smoke, gets taken down by CK on the objective. Punkcake now coming around the south side. Nope, he's not coming out. Gabba now pushing up into the objective. That smoke lay is probably the worst. It's just pointed straight up. It's not covering anything. Like any other direction would have been good on that spot.
Here's Punkcake. He's coming in. Uyamon does hear this. He does have an angle out the window, and I don't think Puncake's going to be ready for this.
And Driver is distracted with the flanker in the ice cream truck. Punkcake peeks the corner, finds CK, but Uyamon finds him in the back. Driver now coming across the bazaar. He is being flanked from the ice cream truck, and there it is. Shinzu finds him on a flank.
Jeez, Shinzu. He is out there.
What I don't understand is Driver had shot at Shinzu at the ice cream truck. He knew he was there. He was aware of a flanker, and he opted to just run across the bazaar. I don't know if he kind of just gave up after everyone else died. He knew he had the disadvantage, and he was being flanked, but yeah. Not the best play in that scenario.
Solid round, though. I mean, this newly formed team with these old players, they still do look good. And to your point, I think when they start to play regularly each week, at the very least, it will help them improve, and I think they will become a team. We'll have to tune into and keep an eye on. OJC, though, they're going to be a threat to be reckoned with in the higher ups, in the golds and beyond, because they are coordinated for sure.
Yeah, they're coordinated. I mean, they're so coordinated that they don't even have to talk at all. I mean, I know master level teams that still do a little bit of tweaking and planning when they're in the tent. I mean, it's not an instant ready up 10 seconds in, you're like, yep, we're all good to go. And
sure.
These guys know exactly where they're going. They know exactly what they're going to do, especially on their map choice. I mean, like, Bazaar was their map choice, and they knew right where they wanted to be, and they did it. And now we're moving on back to the Quest Tickles map choice, which is Tanker.
Keep it close quarters, keep things fast-paced, yeah. But that last round was a lot longer than expected. They actually slowed up their pace, so I'm going to go past my hour guesstimate. Regardless, still a pretty quick series.
Are we? We have 10 minutes still. It only took 15 for cargo, that's all I'm saying.
Okay. All right, a lot of faith going into this OJC squad.
Nade coming out. Oh, nice flash. That got at least 2. Nachi not pushing off of it, though. He's just trying to slow down the approach, it looks like. So finds Parzival. Shinzu finds Punkcake. Nachi now pushing up. Driver went past him. They rotated away from each other. Turn on those lasers. Watch the angles. Driver puts that nade up and over. Nashi's still looking for Beefy. Beefy throws a nade. A flash. I think that did get Nashi. Nashi starts backing up, and he's going to back up right into Beefy. A good flash on Beefy's side. CK finds Driver, and now Beefy's all alone with 4 members to take down.
What a rapid bit of trading there in the first minute of this round. And with this objective, it's no surprise. The upstairs objectives are always hotly contested early, and Beefy's found himself a nice little angle onto 1, not 2. Uyamon shuts him down, and OJC scoop up their defensive round, keep the trend of them in the lead alive.
Yeah, Beefy in a tough scenario there.
Yeah.
I mean, 4-on-1 on the open deck, and not knowing. I don't know if that. Oh, he was the one that got the kill, so he knew that at least one was dead. But if someone was that close, I mean, he was at the north end of the middle stairs. If someone was there, and you've been flanked on Bazaar 4 times, then the likelihood that someone's coming up behind you is really high. So he doesn't have an option but to move forward. He can't wait.
Yeah, they got to be ready for OJC flanks here, because you know they're gonna sneak somebody underground to pop up in a stairwell and shoot someone in the back.
Yeah.
We'll see how QT defends.
Aw, the cuties. Pwnecake finds one real early. What even angle? What?
Some sort of line of sight that he had straight down, really their spawn, and nice pickup. Kind of a Suburbia-esque pre-fire almost, where he got someone right out of their spawn, and DK's got to be careful himself. If he pushes up anymore, he's going to have some angles on him.
Looks like CK is actually opting to go downstairs. He's at least checking it. Shinzu is in the north downstairs. And we've got So and Nashi here in the center. I mean, the way they're approaching is really good. They're watching opposing angles and moving up slowly and as a team, so one member is not exposed more than the other, and so those refrags can happen. CK is pushing the south side downstairs, and it doesn't look like... Oh, I say that no one's checking it, but it looks like Driver is getting ready to check it. Or he's just going to wait for it. He's not going to check it. Pwnecake finds one. Pars finds another. A little aggressive defense there. Pushed out a bit. Now there's only 2 members of OJC left, and all 5 quest tickles are still standing.
Solid defensive round for them so far. DK is going to be the one that's going to be into the best kind of position, but Driver, like you said, has that angle, and I it's looking like a solid defensive round from this team. It makes sense why they would choose into this map, because they're looking like they are playing on the defense. Well, they did lose their Marsoc round. We'll see if OJC can kind of find something on this really big aggression coming in. Shinzu is going to avoid Pwnecake going underground. He's on the back here. Driver finds one, not before Shinzu also scoops up a kill, and he's in a dangerous spot right now.
He's going to take that kill and just run away, which is a great play.
Got all the time in the
He
world.
flashed Pwnecake. Yeah, he's got all the time. I mean, if you would have pushed that, you would have had to keep fighting on that defensive position. Or on that offensive position, sorry, in the defender spawn. It looks like there was just a drop on the quest tickles. Pwnecake just disappeared from the level, which brings them down to 3. And they have no idea where Shinzu is. And if he keeps poking and prodding at them, the guerrilla warfare tactics are very useful, especially on maps like this where you can shoot and get away before they can, converge on your spot. The best way to deal with someone like that is to send someone like mid-map, and once Shinzu shoots, you peek down into the hallways and try and find that kill when he's running back towards you. But yeah, he's got an advantage right now. They don't know where he is. He's quick, and he's a good shot.
Got Driver up on this 2-story here, kind of waiting to hear anything, I presume. Beefy on a bit of a rotation as well. I think Driver's position is going to pay dividends here, and I think he's going to catch Shinzu out. Unexpected at the very least.
Yeah, Driver knows he's there. He checked his tablet. He heard the steps. Calls him out. Now what is Shinzu going to do? Oh, they saw it through the little window, the porthole in the door. And Driver and Shinzu trade. Man, such a quick look there by Driver. Good play.
I mean, that was a great little... I mean, the trades win, right? If you have a couple left alive, you can come out on top by a trade. That's a successful way of defending. So, yeah, nice job from Driver to challenge that. Self the kill, and now we await the 5th to rejoin.
And we're moving on to the superstructure objective, a very cappable objective. You can cap it from either side. I don't think you can cap it from the front room anymore. I think they fixed that, but you can cap it from either side outside the walls. So that's, you know, two places that you have to defend that are way outside. Like, you can't cover both from one spot. So you have to move across an opening where an offender, an attacker, an offender, they're very offensive. They could be sitting and just waiting and watching you. So, I mean, while you're making your cross checks and like running back and forth, you also have to be checking multiple angles that people could shoot you from. And it's just such a hard thing to do. So if you get down to one player on this objective, you should be very, very concerned.
So many different angles to cover, and yeah, it's an interesting one. It's a bit of a unique one, and I'm curious to see what sort of defensive style we see from OJC. Are they going to prop up at the windows and look out? Are we going to see the appropriate smoke coverage to deny that view? You know, what kind of back and forth? Are we going to see the standard meta, if you will, for this objective? Because I feel like it's pretty locked in stone, right? You get set up behind those windows that are impenetrable. You get your angles out into this lane here. You smoke those windows so you can push. Then you kind of battle out in that area, and it kind of comes down to who wins those trades.
Well, see, if I was OJC, I think what I would do is put your two guys up in those windows so you have your left and your right coverage. But then I think that you could send 3 down underneath the flank, because I haven't seen the Quest Tickles be super aggressive yet. And so I don't think that they're going to like just run through your 2 defenders on the superstructure. And by the time that you get your 3 players down there, you'll either have met them because they'll be trying to push down in the downstairs, or you'll be at the stairway, they'll be past it, and, you know, normally you would expect a flanker, possibly. You'd be ready for 1, maybe 2, but 3 is excessive, and I don't think you'd be ready for that many follow-ups, you know. But I don't know.
Fun series. We're waiting for the 5th to rejoin. I think we will cut to a brief intermission for our 3rd map. Oh, nope. Hold up. He's back.
You just gotta threaten them, man. That's you say intermission, and they show up. It's just the magic.
Everyone wants it. Everyone wants to keep the money coming, keep the money flowing. Certainly, been a fun series to watch. You know, OJC just has that aggression, and they practice it, you know, clearly, and it's fun to spectate. And, you know, Quest Tickles have done a good job to sort of react and answer back in a lot of different ways. So, been a good bit of back and forth today. What else do we have coming up?
We have another match going on right now. We have Pandemonium and Delta Squad, I think. Let me take a look real quick. No, it's Newbies and Warfare? I don't know. I'm just making names up. No, Warfare and Delta Squad. Yes. I got it. I was close. Which should be an interesting match as well. So if you're not watching Onward Match League 2, be sure to tune into that as well.
Tomorrow's going to pop off too. I mean, we got Berserk Anarchy to kind of wet your beak start of the day. Then we have Steel Team Bravo and Animal House. And right shortly, like in between that, Global Chem and Mayhem. There's going to be some good matches tomorrow.
Shinzu, the aggression did come out, but it wasn't underneath. Shinzu moved all the way up into the south stairwell. And now Parza's right outside. Parza's looking, trying to see if there's someone in there.
The rest of his team has to deal with Nashi, who's kind of also pushed his way forward. He found one already, and now I do believe Driver of Car is ready for him on this corner.
It's also worth pointing. Ooh, Nashi gets the peek on a Driver.
Look at the back here. This flank is still underway. Shinzu is the flank master. They just let him run wild. And now he is slowly approaching the backside of 2 attackers.
Oh, you're saying that backside. I'm over here on the other backside. Gabba's coming up the stairs to objective.
Interesting. It might be a bit of a lack of coverage, yeah. You are right, and he's picked up a key pickup. No one's there to defend now. He can punch in code.
He's doing it. He's got tablet out.
No one's going to get here in time at all.
I mean, as long as Gabba can read and type numbers, he should have this. There we go. You know, I think that might be the first time in like 3 seasons I've seen someone come up the back stairs and win and get a cap, because that's such a death trap.
Yeah, it's hard. We were watching Shinzu work his magic and did win that exit. Usually there's C4, you can throw Molotovs, nades. There's so many potential threats to your life as you try and exit there, but from
Gabagool.
Yeah, nicely done, and keeps his squad in it a little bit. You know, now their score line is actually.
All they have to do is defend one objective, a pretty defensible objective. I mean, as long as they don't get pushy, if they all stay tucked in, they're going to force OJC to come to them, which is the smart play. And, you know, then they just have to win their peaks. OJC spread, we've got 1 downstairs north, 1 downstairs south, and then the 3 running across the upper deck. Our Pwnecake with the aggression coming out, flashing. Flashed himself. Par's downstairs with the flank, checking the cargo hold.
Definitely makes sense why the community wanted to see this match, though. It's been a fun one to spectate for sure.
Par's peeking the north alley. I think I'm on the north side of the ship. Yes, north underneath. He's moving up onto Shinzu. But Shinzu sees him first, takes him down. Clears out that flank, that downstairs defender, and really, that was an unnecessary push. I mean, having that guy... Pars could have done the same amount of damage just sitting at the back stairs and waiting for them to come through there.
You're up 3-1. Speed challenge somehow. I think he still got hit in the back by a.
Yeah, Nashi just shot him.
I was wondering where he just got hit from.
Now, who is that? Driver is gonna get fragged right here. Oh wow, just short. How did that miss? Seems like they are expecting someone there.
Decent spot to be. You know, you got a little bit of coverage. You can kind of watch pretty much the whole center approach. Beefy getting a little aggressive there, peeking out the door. Get punished for him. Try and get some nades out.
So pushing up on the right, CK pushing pressure on the left. Pwnecake and so trade. North side now exposed. Gabba is going to rotate, it looks like. But he's rotating to the backside. Beefy's getting a little aggressive here. He does find a nice angle on one. I don't know why he pushed their drivers right there. What is he doing?
He wants the kills. Just basically stole that from driver, but interesting approach. I think they're gonna opt to go underground, and like we were saying, that's a hard way to come out of the objective.
I mean, there's a lot of gaps right now. All they have to do is get a good smoke to cover driver and maybe Beefy.
Got Gaba on the back here. He's going to deny them entry up from underground, although I do see now that they have got Nashi and... They might be able to accomplish what Quest Tickles did, though. If Uyamon can win the trade exit, they can keep the other two distracted, and a cap could go in.
Yeah, that is true. There's only one defender stopping that rear approach. Beefy should possibly... Nope, he's not going to see Shinzu. Shinzu's reading the code. Double checking the tablet. Nashi, no, Shinzu goes down to Beefy. Nashi now pushing up aggressively, looking for the refrag. Doesn't find it. Beefy finds him as well. That's all up to Uyaman. He's on the downstairs. He's running. He's making noise. Cooks a frag. Nope, cooks a smoke. Places it. Gabba calls for support. He comes up the stairs. Uyaman finds that kill.
Uh-oh. Pat out here. Can he cap from this corner? I think he can't. No, he has to go inside.
But he's going to come around the corner, and Beefy's going to be waiting for him, and the Quest Tickles take their third map. The third map, not their third map. Obviously, they lost. We're at an hour 7 from start time. That's a pretty quick match.
About almost under an hour. So close. We had a faster bazaar, a couple of faster bazaar rounds.
Yeah.
Than hour mark. Hey, you know, that's what I expected out of both these teams. Fast-paced action. We got it, and it was fun to watch. That's for sure. OJC certainly punishing some mistakes from Questicles early on, and then sort of riding that momentum through the series win. And then obviously they just kind of, maybe, I don't know. They definitely didn't look as good there on Tanker. Questicles did look nice there.
Let me look at their... Have OJC played Tanker? Last season... No, they only played one game last season because they came in the wild card. So they only have cargo, quarantine, and subway stats. I mean, I would assume in their thousands of hours they have played Tanker.
Right.
But, you know, maybe it's not their favorite.
Right. Fun series, though, and I think that's going to be it from us here at the desk. A shout-out to everybody that was hanging out in chat. We do appreciate you all hanging out and watching. F. Lipinski, Captain Soda, Sri Lankan. What else we got in here? Nalik, I see you in there. Pav. Wazap. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Krusty Cat. CP was in here as well. Thanks for chilling and watching the series. Shout out to all of our sponsors: Rebuff Reality, ProTube VR, Fixed Gaming, VR Cover, Cyber
Shoes.
Help me out with the last. I know you have it.
Arma GG.
Yep. I gotta get the list so I don't have to
Look, it's been playing. It's shown. Okay, people see it. They know. We got sponsors.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you all tomorrow for a lot of VRML action. We might be passing you off to some Echo Arena action if the game's going, so be sure to stick around for that. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Adios.